Hey, P Two Finger here. I'm not sure. I think I made a video talking about my love for Switchcraft brand 90-degree connector, right angle guitar plug. So on a Strat, they'll be like it's like a beveled cup that the quarter-inch jack sits inside the Strat. So you take a regular old guitar plug, the long style plug, and that fits right in there, mates up really well. It's out of the way. It's a brilliant design. And the angle of it is kind of like if you run the cable through your strap button up through there, it'll come right around, and it's just perfection. Now the other style is if on the entry side of the guitar, if you have just this platform with some surface area, this is a 90-degree style connector. Okay, so that rather than the other one of sticking way out. So I typically will take a normal a standard guitar cable, and I will remove one end on it, unsolder that, and I'll attach one of those 90s. Now those are they're pretty good. They're actually a decent 90. They do have nylon in there. I don't like having the nylon or the plastic because if you have a weak iron and there's a problem with the wetting action, that means soldering good, where the solder quickly melts and quickly adheres and everything looks great. You get the iron off of there and then it cools without melting stuff. If you're using a lower wattage iron, you go in there playing around, your wire is goofy and it's oxidized, like you didn't cut the wire and prepare a new strip of it, where that strip of wire has not been so much exposed to a lot of oxygen and turned from shiny, like gold looking, to dull brown. It's going to be harder to do. And if you're in there and you're holding the heat and you got the iron on there, what'll happen is that plastic will melt. And the plastic holds the spindle, the main plug, onto the 90. So then this part will spin. It'll be loose. You don't want that. So you kind of got to know what you're doing and have the right tool. If you have a 40 or a 60 watt iron and you do this properly, you do it with the right tools and take your time, you'll be fine. But I've screwed up some 90s. The imitation switchcraft. The switchcraft is a pancake style. Hey, Gumpy, yeah? Would you bring me my red performance cable? It's plugged into the blue tack amp. Yeah, it's actually plugged into that Klon. Huh. So yeah, here comes the Switchcraft 90. This is the first one I got when I was a kid. I got this cable when I had been playing 2 years when I got this cable. And I don't remember where I got it. It was either garbage. It was some kind of thing where I got it. Maybe I got it at a garage sale. All I know was I put the Switchcraft 90 on there. It says on the back here, Switchcraft. Should I get that so you guys can actually see where it says Switchcraft? Adjust the focus. Look at that, Switchcraft 90. This is what I'm always talking about. That's the beauty of that cable. Now, this in between here, that's not plastic. On the newer ones, that in between is plastic. And there's a little section where the center conductor comes through and mounts on a tab. There's an insulative material that the solder tab that you attach the center stinger conductor, center wire that's inside this cable. You solder that to that, and then the ground wire, the outer braided wire, gets soldered to just the side. If you go in there and you overheat that on one of these connectors that uses nylon or plastic, the plastic will melt. And on the cheap Switchcraft 90, the ones that are the cheapest you can get them is $8.50 for a 10-pack. And I'm not going to tell you, oh, they're garbage. What I'm going to tell you is this style here is a lot better. If you can deal with the extra weight, this is heavier. So, to be honest with you, I would recommend you get both. Order 4 of these for $4. If you could find maybe a 4-pack of the other ones, I didn't really see that. But if you've never used those, oh man, you don't know what you're missing. Those things are sweet. I started getting away from just using them on a performance cable and using them on in between pedals too. So yeah, this cable here is all of my music that I've recorded in my life has gone through this cable. I just made a decision when I was a kid. I was like, that one's red, so I started using it. First I thought no, it was kind of like, it looked like a thing, like, oh, I've got this red cable, and like I'm special, or I've got some powers, or I'm smoking hot, you know. And real quickly, I was just like, you know what, you could see it. It just kind of, and it's a red cable. Who's going to steal it? Talking about George the drummer at the Duper. You stole my speaker cable 6 years later. You owe me $135. Pay up. So, I didn't steal a speaker cable. Anyway, I have 3 Switchcraft 90s in my possession. I've always looked for them. They're always unbelievably expensive. There's some on eBay that claim they're Switchcraft that are not. They're imitation, and they charge an arm and a leg. There's a legit Switchcraft for $24. And people were sending me links. Oh, here it is for just $5. And you go, yeah, but then the shipping at that place is going to be like $8 too. So I'm paying $12 for a connector. Like, yeah, I get this is rock and roll, and it's my hobby, and it's what I live for. So eventually, I'm going to have to break down. Well, what happened was, I got involved with a project. I opened my mouth, and I asked, hey, if someone would want to team up with me, donate $100. Actually, it was less than that, and this person very generously upped it to a more fair price. So, when I was ordering these half-watt resistors, they had an off-brand, and then they had at another place a not off-brand, the actual Allen Bradley. And what we're going for here is no compromise, even though, yeah, it's just a brand name resistor. I know that sounds like really cork sniffer, stupid thing to do, but they also had a Switchcraft 90 at the place for $5, and they had a silver mica capacitor, a 120 picofarad silver mica cap that we needed there. So I placed an order, and I knew I was going to be ordering from multiple places to do this Hoochie Mama. And that's the Clark Gainster Mojo build. So with this generous donation from another guy, I'm going to build 2 pedals. He's going to get one. I'm going to get one. I was able to go ahead and order from multiple places. The bill from Tata was like $75 or $78. It was a lot of money. So that didn't leave me much to play around with, considering I had to order from Russia to get the paper and oil caps and all the other stuff that I needed for this build. It's a lot of weird radial cap and WEMA films, Allen Bradley half-watt resistor. It's a turkey shoot. So I treat myself, throw $5 down to get this Switchcraft 90. And the order arrived today. and they didn't give me the top. I've got the bottom and the 2 screws, and that's it. So this part where it says switchcraft is gone. In the bag, it's just the bottom and the screws. That's Tube Depot. So I'll follow up on that, see how that plays out. Are they going to tell me, oh, that's what you get for $5? You just get the bottom. The top is another part order. And I'm going to have to pay shipping again? I hope that's not the case. Yeah, I will look it up. I remember when I ordered it, it showed the whole plug.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So, like I was saying in this story, I've got 3 of these, and I put them on what I call performance cables. A performance cable is the cable that you plug into your instrument. You're performing with that cable connected to you. And typically, I got switchcraft 90 on one end, a regular plug on the other. Or it might be switchcraft 90 on one end and one of those other goofy 90s on the other end. So one of them I had in here. I made this cable and I had it in here. It had a goofy one, a goofy 90, one of these. I don't know why I'm calling them goofy. But it had one of these, 99-cent one. And on the other end it had the switchcraft 90. And it was like the signal was weak. I was like, what's up? Like, the guitar sounds weak. Like, it was 90% there, but the sustain wasn't there.
Right, I remember.
Like, it was a little bit quieter, and like, you would put a beep, beep test, beep, beep, put an ohm test on it. It's ohming out like a regular, get the right amount of capacitance and resistance. So I was just like, what's going on? So I kept putting different connectors on this cable and monkeying around with it. Finally, I took that cable and chopped it up into little, like, 1-foot pieces. Because I'm like, this cable's bad. There's a short in this cable somewhere, and I'm just going to cut it up. And I did that right in front of my wife. And then we took the connectors and put them on another cable. Same thing. And this is some day when we're supposed to be jamming. We're supposed to be making music. Okay, hold on, honey. So, at that point, I was like, it's the fucking switchcraft 90. That's what's cutting the signal. And I eliminated that, and we were fine. So, I've got the switchcraft 90, I'm just staring at it. It's like, what is wrong with you? What's in here? This little piece it's beep beep cant. I'm getting it's passing on my test. Beep beep cant means when you do this. When you test it. So we put it in a baggie. I've got it here. And, if worse comes to worse, I can take that top from that one and put it together with this bottom. But I'm hoping Tube Depot will do the right thing. Either refund me, send me the part, or send me another one. That's what they should do. They should be like, oh, dude, we screwed up. You know what? We're going to send you a whole replacement. And then I'll end up getting 2 for the price of 1. But it's just been like this, like a curse with the switchcraft 90, Like, what's going on with me and these switchcraft 90s? And I seriously, I don't cheat on my wife. I've never done that. I've been 100% monogamous. Don't even flirt with other women, okay? And like, I would drop her in a minute for a switchcraft 90. I would kick her ass at the curb so hard. At this point, I've got 2 left, and I'm waiting to hear from Tube Depot. So, this is the type of stuff that I'm really freaking out about. The world's dying, you know, and I'm worried about this little piece of metal that I would love to figure out what's wrong with it. I think it's going to get Widlard. And if you don't know who Bob Widlar was, you should look him up. He's got a great story. He was an engineer who was famous as a prankster. And what he would do, if he found a component, what he said was that oftentimes there would be bad components. And this is in the engineer area at like a company like AT&T, or where there's engineers that are building stuff on breadboards, and like there would be a bad capacitor, and somebody would be building a circuit and they couldn't figure out why it doesn't work. Oh, it's this bad cap, damn it, and they would just throw it in a box. Then the next guy would come along and get that same bad cap. So he started getting really pissed about that, and anytime there was a bad component, he would take it outside with a hammer and pound it until it converted to dust, like a madman, all sweaty out there. Bam, 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 bam. So that's called a Widlar. If you take something and convert it into a fine particulate, that's Widlar. And I've Widlar'd some stuff. Widlar'd an LM386 chip, and I'm telling you what, I've smoked crack cocaine, all right? I never shot dope. And those crack addicts, you've got it all wrong. You just need to do a little bit of DIY until you run into a bad component, and then Widlar that, because you're missing out on a real thrill. That's a real thrill. All right, you guys, wish me luck on this Switchcraft 90 thing. I've been saying I'm gonna play some StarCraft 2. I haven't played StarCraft 2. I've been working like a dog here. Working like a dog. I painted a speaker cabinet today with white Kills primer, and that's drying, and then I'm going to spray it gloss black. They don't have any flat black at Walmart. What the heck is going on? And then I've got to attach these little corner pieces. I've got some metal brackets I'm going to try on there. I got some amplifier style end caps like you see on a Marshall coming. They were like $2.38 for 8. So I'm going to try those, but yeah, these are the Gauss 2418s, and maybe we'll have one of those come into play. We're going to be doing an outdoor jam coming up soon, so that's what all the going crazy and working. Last night or this morning, somebody put these red tape tabs on how many of these batteries?
All of them.
All of them?
I didn't count them, and I don't want to.
We charged them all, and this was completely full, bulging open. And we put those red tabs. It's spline tape. We also cleaned out our hall closet. So, yeah. Interesting, I know. Isn't this just a... And then I had an ingrown hair. I finished my cherry juice. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you soon. I had to follow up on that. I couldn't believe that Switchcraft 90. I know I made a video a couple weeks ago talking about it where I was ranting when this happened. So that's just the follow up on that. And there'll be another one when I hear back from the Tube Depot. And I'm sure they were like, it's that PD Two-Finger guy. He's always talking smack about tubes and people that love tubes. Let's get him. Oh, you want a 90, huh? How about a 45? All right, I'll see you guys. Peace.